them get views, but really and truly, they're not the greatest of creators. They're kind of crap when it comes to debating. They're kind of crap when it comes to being overall TikTok content creators at all. And it seems to be the only way that they know how to sort of corner the market is by getting rid of the competition, by calling them problematic, rather than taking them on legitimately by trying to actually create a space that people will actually enjoy. Look at Mel, Mama trans daughter.
Jake, no, Jake.
Whether you like Mel Mo with a trans daughter or not, she has her own platform and she does well for herself. And they've called her out problematic, this, that, for the longest of times. Same thing with Brandon, same thing with Trina when Trina was here. And Trina, I would say in some ways was a bit problematic, but at the end of the day, she built her own thing. I think if you don't like somebody, scroll on. I mean, you're not forced to act, you're not forced to sit in their live stream, but they need
Yeah,
a
like you're not forced to engage with it.
Exactly. They need a reason to get people to stop liking them, and then they want to be, oh, you're the person that called this person out, that canceled that person out. You think it gets you clout, but actually it doesn't. All it does basically is put a target on your back, and I know that one all too well. Calling people out doesn't make you rich.
I just don't have the energy for it. Like I've
Mm.
Yeah. But anyways, back on the topic of the counter, whenever I'm speaking about something that I'm super passionate about, and if I'm trying to talk in a tone of voice that has a little bit more kind of emotion to it, I stutter a lot. So it just gave really ableist vibes.
And it's like there is actually a disorder where people will repeat words without like being able to stop themselves.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
pretty
words,
sure
phrases,
Pax
sentences.
was it brought it up, and they just continued anyways. So like, they literally just don't care.
No, even if they're looking, they're a lynch mob. They were looking for anything. Even yesterday, when somebody
Thank
gifted
you,
me
Harry.
when somebody gifted me 1K,
Oh my
they're
god,
like,
that was fucking hilarious.
that was it was the biggest slap. It was the biggest fu and slap you in the face that they ever got. I didn't gift myself. I don't even know who gifted me. Then oh, this is Elijah. This is Elijah. Wow. Then they were like, oh, but it's got 0 followers, zero this. Then the person was in the request. The person came up and the person told Hayden to go, fuck it. I was just like, wow.
Wait, did you say 1K?
Yep, they gifted me 1K.
I want that reimbursed.
You didn't
Oh
reveal
my
good.
god, Rich, thank you.
What was that cute little butterfly? Where'd that come from?
That's
You
a gift.
you
Oh,
you have a toxic troll that's basically using the R slur with a different letter.
nice.
Oh,
So, are you gonna give us something else to call you, or are we gonna be dropping you down?
Could an 8-year-old do this? Better stop it. Stick that way.
Are you going to answer the question?
12, 45 off. 11.
Okay. That's
damn.
Hey, Rach.
I mean, the other thing that I got annoyed about was the false accusation. Even
Oh my god.
even GAD says that's not alright. You need to apologize.
Which one?
The false accusation, because that wasn't okay.
Well, which false accusation? Because there were many.
I think it was with the was it your friend?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just sick of that. They were trying to insinuate that my unalived ex was on. I was just like, this needs to stop.
I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the angriest I've ever heard you get.
No, he's unalived.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done playing these fucked up games. Literally, on that point, my voice raised. I was like, fuck it. Chris is already in the ground. Fuck it. No. You can come after me. You can drag me from here to high heaven. You're not gonna drag my unalived ex and call him underage or whatever. Literally, that's the biggest insult that they did. They don't give a fuck. Literally, they're
But
looking. For
there was
whatever-
there was GCs in the comments and like, no, that wasn't okay. You need to apologize. No, that wasn't okay.
No,
Yeah,
they don't,
like, you know it's bad when GCs are
GCs
siding with Elijah.
If GCs are calling something out as being hateful, toxic, rude, disrespectful, you know it's fucked. You know.
exactly.
Yeah, you know it's some fuck shit.
The thing is with GCs is like, as much as we don't agree with their opinion, for the most part, when you guys are debating and stuff, they're normally quite respectful. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a,
Except for the
It
misgendering.
depends. It depends.
It depends
Well-
on some, and sometimes it depends on some of them
Yeah,
as well.
aside from that one.
yeah.
Because
That's-
Christy doesn't give a fuck. Like she'll come up to her, like the community. She doesn't care. She thinks it's funny. She gets hits from it.
Yeah, but like when you guys are actually battling, there's like a mutual. I feel
Yeah.
like there's like a mutual respect when you are
It's
battling
like-
each other. Like, do you know
It's
what I
like
mean?
we're all part of the same community, and like the problem is the GCs. Shouldn't we like? Come on, let's bring like the GCs in. Like, where was the call out with Christy with the shit that they've said, the shit that Nate said? Where's the
Oh,
call out for them?
We don't know, but you think Nate has already been called out. Christy, I called out Christy numerous times last. I mean, Christy's already gone through, like, Shanta's already washed, rinse, and repeat to Christy. Christy has been one of the most vilified.
Oh.
most-
One of the alt accounts is in here right now. The Debate Talk archive channel just went live.
they're here. They're probably recording something. I don't know what they're recording.
Yeah, so I think they're live streaming us. Anyways, hi. Guess I'm on YouTube now.
I mean, considering that we just jumped up 10 viewers as well,
Elijah.
yeah. Hi.
Elijah on panel.
God, fuck.
They really are that sad. Wow.
Talk archive channel just went.
They really are that sad. It's interesting.
Fuck's sake,
as well,
man. This is
because-
exactly why I didn't want to air my trauma on this live.
Well, then let's not do that anymore. Cousin, can we get your age?
24, I'll be 25 next month.
Mhm.
Awesome. And what's your contention with the background?
Oh, I'm sorry, are you only looking for opposition?
Oh, no. You're perfectly fine to be up here if you're not.
I came up here because I was going to say I agree and I support you, but
We
Uh,
appreciate you for it.
Yeah, we love that. On that note, though, unfortunately, hold on, cousin, I'll give you a follow. But unfortunately, I do need to go take Jake out, so I am going to be ending. Hold on, just checking the history. You are not a mod. Let me add you.
I was just about to say. I don't think I got mod powers on here. Like, I'm playing a game right now on my Xbox, but like, I kind of want that ability.
Harley, how long have you known each other?
Huh?
How long have you known each other?
I think we first met back in like September.
Not September last year, Boss Ladies panel last year.
God damn, it's been ages.
That's my point. Ricky, I understand. It looks like I've been flip-flop, but I've known a lot of people on this app for a long time. It's just the fact that basically I've had interactions with different groups of different people that have been, if you get what I mean, literally. So, to be fair, this is not about flip-flopping. To be fair, it's more about the fact that basically when you're interacting with certain people, they're not exactly the most copacetic. Sorry, Double H, how old are you?
25.
Sorry, what does the Double H stand for?
Heavy hitter.
Okay. I thought it was something else. Sorry.
Dang, man, that's kind of racist.
It's
Harley,
not
cousin?
racist.
Yo, you all know what he was thinking. Come on, dude.
What the?
It stands for Hail Shitler. Yes, considering that I am a Jewish individual and you're trying to come onto my panel,
Nah,
there's
that's
going
not
to
what-
be a concern there.
I'm
That's not what it
I'm
means, but right.
my great grandmother was a survivor.
Okay. I'm
Same
actually,
here.
I'm Ashkenazi Jewish. What's your point? That's not what it means.
What's on your profile pic?
It's the 2022 stat for women and men. Grape stat. Women are higher than men when it comes to grape against children.
Okay.
But
Damn.
to address the
What's
point,
your
I guess
contention with the background?
you'd be more trans man than a man.
I'm
You'd
still
be
a
man. I mean,
man.
as long as they can like produce it within a uterus.
What's the difference between a man and a trans man? Because remember, these are just
Because
social
one is transitioning
labels.
into a man.
Okay, but they're not. These are
Wait,
labels.
hold on. Do you think that trans means transitioning?
I mean, I would assume you're transitioning into a different gender.
That is
The
not what
act-
being trans is.
Then what is
the
being trans?
actual definition of transgender is an individual whose sex assigned at birth developed incongruent to their gender identity. For example, assigned female at birth individual who identifies as a man, an assigned female at birth individual who identifies as neither man nor woman, an assigned male at birth individual who identifies as a woman, or an assigned
Hello?
male at birth individual who identifies as neither man nor woman.
Because it's kind of
Muslims.
weird, right? Would you, if you walked up to a male chimp, are you going to call that male chimp a man?
Yeah, you are.
Wait, so male chimps are
Well,
men?
for animals, if you're gonna go for
We
by
are
animals,
animals. Well,
you're
okay,
gonna
first
identify
off,
them by their
we are
genitalia.
animals.
Then
Yeah,
you
we
can't
have
just go
the
based
animalia
upon
thing.
how they
I mean,
appear because most animals look
I mean,
the same.
first off, we are animals.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
What?
parts of
Okay,
the
I'm not
animalia
denying
kingdom.
that.
You said,
What?
but you know, you tried to separate us from animals.
I'm saying a lot of animals usually look the same, so you can't
No,
say
they
the same
don't.
for that.
That's
Yes, they
weird
do.
because
A lot of
a lot
monkeys look
of
the same.
it's
How do you
that's great.
identify them?
Wait, hold
Usually
on.
their
A lot of the
genitalia.
great apes experience some form of sexual dimorphism, unless it's like the lesser apes, like gibbons. The males and females are usually the same size. But if you look, are you going to try to tell me that you can't tell the difference between a male gorilla and a female gorilla?
I mean, if you're talking about gorillas, then yes, but we were talking
Yeah,
about
but we can do the exact
chimpanzees,
same
now we're
thing
talking about
for
monkeys,
most
apes.
apes and monkeys.
I mean, if you're speaking in chimpanzee sense, I mean, usually they're a little bit they all kind of look the same usually.
You can definitely tell. There's
But
there's
the gorillas
obvious
aspect,
telltale
I mean,
signs
the silverback
of
gorilla,
male.
then yeah, you can definitely tell. Which is,
Okay,
you know,
but so would you call, if you're able to see the genitalia of a male chimp, would you call that male chimp a man? Even though that homo is in the name, which literally just translates to man.
doesn't matter, dude. They would still
No, because I'm trying to get
defined
your
by their
framework of why
genitalia.
you like.
So the
What's the difference?
genitalia would define them what gender they would be.
No, it doesn't. Did
Yes,
you
it does.
not just understand the explanation that
That's
cousin?
science. If you look at a dog when they're giving birth, you always look at their genitalia. You don't go like, oh, let's just.
And again, hey,
Why the
and
gender?
again, you're
Like, what do
talking
you
about a
mean?
sign. You're talking about a sign sex at birth in this particular regard. When you look at a male dog, you would call it a male dog or a female dog in that particular regard. Gender terms are gendered in the sense of the fact that they're socially constructed in that sense, especially for animals.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Yes,
I can.
Hold on, Gabriel, you haven't even been introduced yet. Can we get your age?
Oh yeah, I'm 20.
Okay, so what's not true?
Well, the fact that someone can be assigned or assigned sex at birth, it's just observed. I wouldn't say it's assigned. If it's assigned, then
It is a sign because basically.
So do we assign?
That's the
So
medical.
I'm sorry, Beast. Do we assign the sex of a dog?
Yeah, when we
Yeah.
see that they're born with male genitalia, we assign them the male sex.
Can you define?
What's the word that we give female dogs?
No, wait, just real quick.
No.
Bitch. But anyways, listen,
There you
Beast.
go. So there we go. So why is that name not universal?
Misfit. So
I mean,
tell me what.
Wow.
It can be used as a slur,
Yeah. It
so,
is
but
a
does not mean
slur.
it is a slur. Because
Of course
if I call a
So it's
female
not a slur.
if I call a female dog a bitch, it's not a slur. If I say it in like if I'm speaking in like dog terms,
Sure, but we don't use it in that context.
right? So would you get offended if you had a female dog and I called it a bitch?
I wouldn't get offended at anything you're not calling me. Actually, even if you call me something, I wouldn't get offended. But Beast, can you tell me what assigned, the definition of assigned is? What does assigned do?
And I'm not gonna play your stupid definition game on this particular one.
Well, then you
know
lost the
that is
argument.
you
It's
know-
a whole every.
You know that is assigned at birth. Next,
Yes, it is.
please.
All right, so I can just apply Hitchens' razor here, unless you want to give the actual definition of assigned.
No, of course not. Beast literally said, I'm not going to tell you the definition, which means
Thank you, Shannon.
You know what? Reductio ad
No,
absurdum.
that's not what that means. That's not what it means at all. So when somebody
Not
is
what-
saying, I'm not going to do this, that does not mean I don't know. That means I'm not going
of course it does. What else would it mean?
No,
It just
it
doesn't-
means no.
I'm
It is
simply
a
not gonna
retraction
do
of
it.
consent. It's a
So
rejection.
what are we here to
of
discuss then if he doesn't even want to have a discussion?
action. It is a rejection of
I'll have a
completing that
conversation
action,
with
Gabriel.
Yeah, and I don't consent. That
Okay,
trans woman-
okay, I'll play your
You
little
can't
game.
consent to that aspect. You can consent to
Of course I
actions.
can. He can't
You cannot
consent to
I'll play
consent
the little
to my
game.
actions.
Wait, babe, hold on. I'll play his little game, right? So, when you want to change, you want to separate a bunch of people, right? Say 100 groups into, say, hair color, right? You have to assign them to what category? So, what do you use? An identifier, is it not?
You're going to, hold up, I'm sorry. You're going to ask me a question to answer
Yeah, I'm
my
playing
question.
your little game because you asked for a definition. I'm going to.
You didn't give me a definition. You said
Have
when
you-
you divide 100
you
people,
ever-
you
wait.
assign them. Use the word in your
Oh my
example.
God, Americans really don't know how to be quiet, right? Ever heard of a
you guys
reduction?
really
Ever heard of?
Generalized
Say,
American.
what does assign mean?
No, let's go through it.
Yeah, what does it mean? That's all I'm
process.
asking you.
No, because you're saying that we're not assigned, right? So
No. I'm just
so
asking what
are
it
we
means.
just all a part of one thing?
What
No,
it
no, 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 no,
means.
no, no,
Tell me
no,
what
I-
assign
no.
means.
I will ask the questions.
No, you won't. You're going to answer my question with the
Oh my
question?
God, Gabriel! First of all, you're not going to speak to my partner like that. Second of all, since you're so desperate and you can't understand the English language, it means allocate.
Allocate means.
Oh my fucking God!
Are you fucking serious right now, man?
Appeal to authority.
Words mean. Semantics just means meaning, and this is just a.
Right. So is every definition concrete?
He's gone. I'm not playing that game. I'm not.
Thank you. I told you. That's why I
Even-
said I wasn't gonna do that because it was just ridiculous. You know exactly what it means. You're up here to be a fool. So keep being a fool.
Like, give your fucking.
Is that the
give
best
your fucking
Americans
balls a
can give us? Come on.
Be careful. We do have an
Generalizing
American on this
Americans. Yeah, I'm American, so it's
I mean,
history
where you
lab.
from, dude? What country you in?
What?
That's my flag is in my name, bro. Well, it's one of the most famous flags. In the world. One of the most famous flags in the world. Come on.
Not really.
Yes.
It's one of the oldest, if not the oldest flag in the world.
I don't want to like play that game of like who's better, what country's better. That's silly, and I don't like
Well,
generalizations.
it's only a punk. I
of,
think
like,
a lot of Americans.
all Americans are this and that way when that's just
Oh no,
silly.
I'm not saying that. I'm not generalizing the entire country. I'm just saying that there's a clear educational problem.
The educational system doesn't.
You're
improve.
insulting me, and I don't appreciate it.
I didn't say yours.
Do you not? Wait, Aya, do you not agree that there's?
I don't
It's with the
agree.
American
He's saying
education system?
he's saying all Americans, and that includes me in history, lad. And I don't appreciate it.
I'm not American.
History lad is from Canada.
Well, I'm American, and I don't
I'm-
appreciate it. And if you're gonna continue insulting me, I'm gonna.
Okay,
But
I
do you not-
apologize. Hold on, I apologize. Right, I'll reframe it. Do you agree?
Like,
that
I get that he's your boyfriend, Kanan, but like he's in the wrong. You don't have to
No,
always
I'm
defend
asking.
him.
I'm
I'm
apologizing.
asking. Wait. Hold on. So I'm asking. Do you not see a problem with the American?
It's not about that. I'm getting the shit insulted out of me.
I mean, that
I'm
was
being
what,
insulted.
that was what Misfit was trying to point out. The problem with the American education system.
You're calling me. Do you not understand? I'm American. I am an American. He is saying, why are Americans like this? Why are Americans like that? I find that insulting. My feelings are valid. He just apologized. What are you trying to explain to me?
Okay, so let's get. I'll reframe it. Do you agree that the American educational system does need improvement?
No, there's plenty of intelligent people, including myself,
Okay.
in America.
Okay, our England and Scotland have really good educational systems, but they're still, unfortunately, uneducated people. Does not seem like it's not saying that everyone who's a part of the system is stupid or unintelligent, because that would be disingenuous. Like, I have multiple Americans that I speak to. Like, when I'm doing my science debates, the majority of the hosts are all Americans. Like, for example, Elijah brings up Amber. Amber is incredibly intelligent, and I respect her education.
And she went to the American educational
Actually,
system.
Misfit, let me take this one, okay? Give me 1 second, because the problem here is that you are right, and I also hear where you're coming from, because I do agree that not all Americans are stupid or uneducated, but the problem here is the fact that there's such a divide between America and the rest of the world in terms of their understanding of health, science, and so forth. Even yesterday, for an example, on the live that was dedicated to calling me out, they know nothing about what happens in the UK or other countries in terms of the medical pathways or how things go. The problem here is the fact that the American culture and the American way of life seems to supersede every other aspect of the
It's
world
supremacy.
when it comes to racism, when it comes to healthcare standards and so forth. Everybody keeps talking about the American system. Now, I agree, Aya, you are not uneducated. You are amazing. You sit with me all the time, literally. But you're one of the very few Americans on here that I truly have great, deep respect for. And there's another one, and there are others as well. But consistently, we see a large demographic of Americans on this app that don't have any other education outside of their own particular national system, structural system. They don't know much about the UK or Europe in terms of their standards, their legislations, their healthcare systems, and so forth. It was so easy for them to gaslight me and to disregard the UK healthcare system simply because they don't know much about it. They don't care to know much about it. Olive sent Echo my medical letters yesterday, even my letters of PIP with my disabilities and stuff like that. When I dropped from the live after they wouldn't let me show a screenshot, Auntie Water started talking about how I'm a refugee. I get refugee benefit with welfare. I've been in this country for over 30 years. I'm a British citizen. I don't get any refugee stuff. I'm no refugee. I'm a British citizen. But at the end of the day, they don't care that all they see is color and race and all the stuff that goes on in the countries. They're that ignorant as well as inept. And so this is not aimed at you specifically, Aya. It's aimed at Americans in general that have been on this app and in general that don't know anything outside of that. When we're talking about issues surrounding racism with black people, they don't know much outside of what they see within their own culture. And that's a big crying shame.
I like there was someone, I can't remember who it was last night, that said I'm going to check the NHS website, and I just said in the comments, like, don't take everything you see on the NHS as fact, especially when it comes to things like seeing specialists. Like, even especially in the mental health field, right? You go Google what's the average waiting time to get psychotherapy. This online on the NHS website, it says 8 to 16 weeks. I just got my letter through like a week or a couple of weeks ago. I'm waiting an entire year.
And I waited 5 years since 2020 being moved from talking therapies onto a waitlist for psychotherapy. I waited 4 or 5 years since last year starting my psychotherapy for a year. So I waited on a waiting list for 4 years. So the waiting list times are a joke here in the UK. Now, those of us that are in the UK, we all know this. Harley, can you tell everybody, Harley, about how you were first diagnosed with epilepsy and the process, please?
Yeah, so originally they gave me a preliminary diagnosis through the aspect of I was having fainting. My body was going into fainting mode when I wasn't supposed to. So they were supposed to investigate it, but they never really did until I started having absent seizures in the back of my dad's car. and tonic seizures as well. And then
Mm-hmm.
they put me through a brain scan where they asked me to shut my eyes, flash lights in my face, open my eyes, and this is 2 years later. And then they actually did diagnose me with epilepsy when I did have a controlled seizure on that bed. But again, that took 2 years, and I still for the preliminary diagnosis.
Not to
Exactly.
mention as well, I broke my arm when I was 10. And remember, this is when I'm 10, and they showed me the X-ray saying, we think it's just nerve damage that you have to your arm. It should go away. Here's your X-ray. I can't see anything outright. I was 10 years old, and I managed to spot a tiny little crack on my elbow. And they almost, if I didn't spot that, I would have been sent home without a cast, and that could have led to permanent damage to my arm.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
this
The NHS, the NHS is one of the
similar in
worst.
Canada too, actually. It's egregious.
Back in 2018, my mum started having seizures. It took 3 or 4 months down the line. These were happening once or twice a week. Constantly going through to A&E, going to having the CT scans, everything they possibly can. They still to this day have no idea why my mum has these.
And
Which
this
is
is
the problem
and this
within
is
our system, right?
and sorry, go on, answer that.
Oh no,
But
that was
I
fine.
was
Oh,
I
sorry,
was
Holly.
saying, like, that's a problem within our system, right? And like no one's denying that problems within different systems exist. But when we're speaking about Americans and the education system, we're speaking about the issues around the American education system, which there are quite a lot of.
Exactly. And if they were more open minded to learn about how different things operate in different countries, then we could really have a very beautiful, nuanced discussion. They don't want that. There was an argument in one of my group chats slash discords with Jade, as you saw, she was on Echo's panel, and my agent Chloe. Now, in the UK, we use the word IDIOT a lot, and it's not seen as a slur, but in the US, it's seen as a slur. These are cultural differences from where people are grown up from. Now we can easily sit down and have these discussions about that. Doesn't mean that either side is wrong. Two things can exist at the same time. Even Olive was saying that on the panel, but nobody wanted to listen. Nobody wanted to actually resolve anything. They just wanted to basically do what they always do, which is the crapola TikTok police that basically don't know anything of what they're doing. I mean, the people there that are saying that they are, what's the word, that are calling me out. I mean, it was laughable. Not only the live, but also what people also talking about. We're talking about Echo, who has doxed Nate and a multitude of other people, putting putting Nate's family on the backdrop, mother and father and X, Y, and Z, literally, and then doing all kinds of stuff basically. But then you want to call me out for having information in my server. I didn't even dox anybody on a public live stream or anything like that. But you want to
Not
call
to
me.
mention, it was literally Echo that sent you the
Mhm.
screenshot of the information.
Exactly. And so a lot of the stuff that they said in that live stream was just outright bullshit. And everybody, and even the DCs at one point knew it. And even when Mama Wolf tried to bring up stuff about my ex and my friend as well, my ex who's unalive, by the way, who suffered a substance abuse OD. And because of that, they are in the ground, 10 feet in the ground right now. I think it's this extremely disrespectful to go that far to try to make that kind of insinuation. But they didn't even care about that. They even had that what the X, Y, and Z literally counter. I do have an impediment when it comes to my speech, and at the end of the day, they know exactly that they were being ableist. But we expect this kind of behavior from KT, from Echo. These are not good people. These are not people that anybody should be proud of. And I'm not surprised that they're streaming this live right now on their Debate Talk archives because really and truly, they don't have a life. Because if they did, they wouldn't be following me around.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I've been like following you consistently for the last like three months, maybe 4, and you're not problematic. I have never seen you be problematic. I have never seen you be in the wrong at all, and you only, you know what I mean. When people come at you, you come at them back, and that's all. That's the only time I ever see you be problematic in a sense. Is like you fight fire with fire, and I don't associate with the community on TikTok because they're full of drama. They're extremely catty. They're not looking to educate. They're just looking to pick fights with people that don't agree with them, and like
Tea.
yeah, and it's just unfortunate, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. They were just using you as like
And it's what they always do. And when Ego was like, "Oh, you've been cancelled by our side and by the GCs," look, I never sat with the GCs to be a GC. I have conversations with GCs, but I'm not part of the GC community. And also this side of the community, I already put up a video on this page saying I'm out. I left last year. For me, yesterday's live stream was like a decree nisi, complete divorce. So they can keep streaming me, they can keep recording me. It's gonna be like we have something here called Benefit Forward here in the UK. They follow you around to make sure that you are actually what's the word I'm looking for? Actually disabled, actually this around was to see my day to day and stuff like that. Literally, they would be bored. So have fun, keep streaming, keep everything, because the problem here is that when you don't like someone, it's like a detective that has a hard on for a particular suspect that's actually innocent. Because I don't like the guy. There must be something about X, Y, and Z. There isn't actually anything, and there isn't actually anything, and it's getting ridiculous now. As the witch hunt started with the GCs, now it's moved over with Echo and KT, of two people that shouldn't be calling anybody out. KT, who talks about unaliving anyone and everyone. Even today, they talked about, what was it, carving me up and eating me with jelly. The host said it was dark humor. I couldn't care less whether it was humor, whether it was whatever. I don't care anymore, and I'm not. I didn't care to clip it either. As far as I'm concerned, basically, so long as they leave me the fuck alone, I will leave them. But if they're gonna keep coming for me, basically, the only thing that's gonna be done, I'll do a video just showing. Oh, by the way, these people are still at it. Please be aware, because it's getting ridiculous.
I just want to advocate, do the debates. Like that's all I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I do. Like even though like when it comes to your life, I can't add a lot as I want to because I don't have a single clue about neurology. Del Bell was in a live today, and I asked him like, "Hey, can you send me a couple of papers?" Just so I can get a better grasp of the basics, just so I can actually feel involved in the scientific aspect, because I'm a scientist. I love science. I love to gain knowledge, and I want to learn to spread the right thing, to hopefully educate. So hopefully one day eradicate this pointless hatred towards our community.
Mister, if you want, I'm making a new server called the King. It's going to be my King's College server, and I'm going to start posting all of the e-library into my server for all my studies, so you can just read those papers. I'll just start posting them into a library.
Oh shit!
Like it's annoying. Like when you're talking about BSTs, like I have not a single clue what the school was.
This is the reason why I said that. This is the reason why I've gone back to university. So I'm making I've got my IT login, and I'm already logging in and downloading the e-library as well. So
me and Harley were on call, and I was like, I feel a bit left out because I feel like I can only get involved because I can't speak about the trans experience because I'm not trans. I can't talk about the science because it's all mostly to do with neurological and neurology. So I can't get involved in the thing that like my best asset. So all I really feel like I'm doing is debating the moral aspect of things and calling bullshit out and debunking sources. I kind of feel like I'm useless. I saw Gel Bells in a live. It was like, you know what? I need to learn this because I want to get more involved.
No, whatever you need, I'm creating a King's College server. I'm going to be using it for my studies in terms of like doing my essays and my prep for exams and stuff like that. So I'm going to post all the resources from the e-library into there, so you can just have a read through of what. Because my first module right now is mental health in the community. So I'm just going to have to get the ground running and just get started with this one. There's also a lot of reading materials as well to go through as well. So I'll post it all in there and just have you can all, as I'm going through my journey, you can all basically read through what it is that I'm being taught as well, so you guys can get a grasping understanding for yourself. Sometimes I think that it's really difficult to learn about the neuroscience, especially if you don't have a structured, tailored program and you're just reading sources left, right, and center. That's not really a great way to learn about a particular subject. I think sometimes what you need is like structured tutelage so that you understand the step by step basics. That's why I've got my student finance and I'm paying for the course so that I can, not just get through it, but also understand everything because it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
100%.
I looked at. Well, hold on. I'll bring it up. Two seconds.
Well, so you guys
Right.
know I'm going to be hopping off in 10 so that I can take Jake for a walk.
That's okay.
Yep, sounds good.
I'll be live. I'll be live tomorrow. I'm just taking the evening just to sort myself out. I've just got my own stuff to do. I mean, the past coming days has just been you already know BS,
Yeah.
but you all got lives of our own.
Remember,
Oh,
remember as well. You can't go to McDonald's. McDonald's is offline.
Okay. No, we need consistent
Oh, for the
management.
love
You
of
must see.
Christ.
So I look at this right, and I was so close. Like I was halfway through the application, and I was like, I can't do this because I
Why?
looked at the coursework and the modules, and it is incredibly complex.
Oh wow.
So I'm trying to like build up my own self confidence so I can actually go and do it. Because when it comes to marine biology, I that's like my superiority when it comes into the sciences. That's why I said like I'm probably going to take a break to kind of from this side of TikTok so I can go and do the things that debate things I'm actually good at debating against.
Oh
And
wow.
in communities where it's a little it's yeah, it's
Slightly more friendly.
yeah. And like I go into Oblivion's lives, like I go into Fluff's live. Like those are two lives that I go into because they're very controlled. The mods are great, the hosts are great. I can trust these people, and it's drama free. It's just it's
I love no drama. I hate
Same here.
drama.
I just want to educate, gain knowledge, and debate. I don't have energy for the drama. I don't.
Yeah.
I just like we have a lot of intelligent people in this community, right? We should be doing that with each other instead of having our own little kind of. This is to basically.
But
turn
that's
into
all they
our own civil
want
war.
on TikTok. Like that's it's very it's the majority of people on TikTok just want to be dramatic and petty and controversial, and they don't really come on TikTok for education.
Like,
It's
don't
rare.
like, I believe that call out lives are needed. Like, I respect what Irish does. The amount of people, like, especially the big creators that he goes after. Like, he brought down Peterson. That one stung when I found out that shit because I used to follow Peterson like I was I was a part of like his like Jehovah's Witness, and I even said that to Irish in a live. I was like, that one stung because I thought like I went in there for like to gain knowledge. Like, you know what? I did the same thing, but I used to respect him. And
Michael's sorry.
I was like, and the same thing when it came to paleo. Another that was someone that I constantly bumped into in the evolution based lives. And then I got to the point where I was like, who do I trust? Who can I trust?
Me, bitch.
Well, I can trust
Michael?
So I just know that the whole other call out live situation within our group was like another slap to the face.
Oh yeah, it was necessary.
Babe, you can quote me on this. How many times did I say I was sketchy about Skylar?
Quite a few. Quite a few.
I didn't want to
shit.
I didn't want to internalize it because I didn't have any evidence, and I didn't want to run around making baseless accusations.
Yeah, but let's let Aya speak because she's trying to.
Sorry, Aya, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I forgot.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But like, yeah, no, it's just been a lot.
Completely.
Wait, history. Well, Ethan, you're Xbox, right?
Yeah,
Have you played Doom Eternal, Doom Dark Ages yet?
no, not yet.
It's really good.
All right, I will actually check it out right now. Hold on.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass if you have the Game Pass.
See, I don't know if I have Game Pass anymore, but I might. Because it started to get really expensive, and, yeah, I'm poor.
That's under.
Oh, yeah, now I don't have it.
Oh, okay.
Don't have it anymore.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, that's kind of shit. Because it sounded like a really fun game.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I have to go, I wanted to show you guys my outfit because I can.
Babe, I'm going for a shower soon, so you might want to.
My weight's go up, but I'm still coming off live.
Lara, you're extremely correct not to expect so much from TikTok. It's just like, wow.
Yeah, we gotta be careful what we talk about.
No, TikTok.
So this is the outfit.
You look good.
Nice.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
you have your grape alarm.
Yeah, I do. Because fuck risking it.
Yeah, I can't believe your staff gave you that.
I know. Like,
Did he-
sorry, where was this last year when I was, being harassed by one of the other residents? Where was this? Crazy.
I'm liking the eyebrow slits. Eyebrow. I touch.
Yeah, no, I'm liking the
Loving on my
notches
head.
too.
I know you so well.
Well, while you're out, I'm gonna wait just to sit and listen to the new album again because I'm obsessed with it.
Fair.
No, I'm very glad that you told me about it because it's actually a banger.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to end it here.
Okay.
All right.